Hello, again, we are here to talk on marine and freshwater microbiology. And in this session, we are talking about how we can improve the water quality. We have talked in detail how we can treat the wastewater or sewage water, which has been used in industries and has been used in domestic environment, which contains various type of pollutants, chemicals, and organic materials. And now, later on, we have discussed that drinking water, how we can clean. And before this, we have studied how water become pollutes. And last time, if you remember, we were talking the slow sand filter and rapid sand filter for the cleaning of water, for the treatment of drinking water, to make it free from microorganisms, to make it free from viruses, fungi, protozoa, biological infectious agents, as well as solid suspended materials and some chemicals. In continuation of that, we were talking about the rapid sand filter. In rapid sand filter, we have to control the flow control through filters. Constant rate filtration. Flow rate is controlled by limiting the discharge rate, limiting the rate of inflow by a wire. So this is important when we are making operational the rapid sand filter. We are keeping a constant flow of water by regulating valves. That how much quantity we need the water at after using the same quantity of water we are stopping it, and the same quantity of water we are injecting it by pumping our use of influent flow splitting wire. Desalination rate filtration rate of flow desalines as the rate of head loss builds influent or effluent control. So, in sand filters, either that is slow sand filter, either that is rapid sand filter, we are making and we are trying to keep the flow of water constant. That how much water is coming out from the filter, same water content, a similar amount of water must be entered. If this ratio will be disbalanced because it is open and contains sand particles, it can destroy, it can damage the filter. So for that purpose, we can adopt such type of strategy. Periodic summary, what we have studied up to this, we have to talk. Drinking water treatment typically includes number one, clarification, removal of solid suspended particles, removal of flocks, removal of sand, silt, gravel, and second, filtration, removal of all microscopic particles, either those are biological or abiological, and third one, disinfection, removal of all pathogenic microorganisms from water by adding any chemical agent such as alum, such as chlorine, such as ozone, or by using UV light. Drinking water treatment should make water bath potable and palatable. If you will not treat the water, it not will be potable and it not will be palatable. Wastewater and drinking water treatment process are similar in several ways. In which ways, if you remember that in both, either that is wastewater, either that is sewage water, first we are removing all solid, suspended and bigger particles by screening or by larger filtration. In second step, just we are trying to remove the organic and organic material by decomposition of microorganisms. And in third step, just we are removing the bacterial cells by adding some chemicals ozone or UV radiation or chlorine or LM, anything. So in several aspects, treatment of drinking water and wastewater is similar, almost. Mechanism and principle is similar. So water pollution and solutions we have to discuss little bit. Prevent groundwater contamination. The first option is because water which is present on this global surface, it is natural asset. It is blessing of the nature. So we should do, we should limit our anthropogenic activity. We should stop, we should prevent the contamination of water in various ways. If we will keep the natural ecological system as it is in natural form, the water contamination is minimum, is less. Whenever we are disturbing natural ecological system, either we are removing forests, which is leading to the groundwater contamination, surface water contamination. When we are irrigating to the lands and adding fertilizers and chemicals to our agriculture lands, that is seeping to groundwater and surface water and contaminating. Whenever we are discharging effluent from homes and industries without treatment, that is contaminating our groundwater and surface water and destroying whole ecological system. When we are injecting hazardous chemicals and pollutants into soil, those are going into uh, ground aquifers and contaminating it. If we will stop our bad deeds to the environment, we can prevent our groundwater contamination. So greatly reduced non-point runoff. So in this scenario, at this stage, at this era, just we have not taken any step to reduce the non-point surface runoff. If we will stop our activities which are influencing the water quality, which are destroying the water quality, that is much enough. But we have never taken any step towards non-point runoff. Reduce treated wastewater for irrigation. Reuse treated wastewater for irrigation. So for this purpose, we can use our wastewater, which is coming in huge amount from municipalities, that is going to uh, wetlands and followed by to oceans. If after treatment this water we will use for irrigation, the whole cities, metropolitan cities will be green. So no one is doing this, but in developing countries, in most of the developed countries, people are using this water for this irrigation purpose, either that is street greenery or backyards or green belts, which has been built around the at the parallel of the roads. They are using, but in some developing countries, is it is still scary. Find substitutes for toxic pollutants. We should think for this, but no one is ready to find substitutes for toxic pollutants, which are important for this mankind. Work with nature to treat the savage. This strategy can reduce the water quality, water pollution, and can prevent water pollution. Practice 4 hours of resources use, refuse, reduce, recycle, and reuse. If we will do this thing, we can prevent our environment, our global health, as well as we can keep our water clean. First, we will refuse to do any activity which is harmful for the environment, for the ecology of this globe, for the ecology of nature, for the ecology of the water bodies. Whenever we are disturbing one hook in ecological chain, that is going to disturb all chain of this globe. So we should refuse any activity which is harming to the environment. which is harming to the water bodies, contaminating to the water bodies. We should reduce our extraordinary activities, anthropogenic activities, which are responsible for damaging of this environment. Whatever we are doing in this planet, we should recycle it. We should bring it in its natural form after usage. And again, we should reuse it. So this can increase shelf life of this planet for more longer time. And it can save our natural resources and reservoirs for longer time. Reduce resources, reduce resource waste, reduce air pollution, reduce poverty, reduce birth rate, so we can follow for ours. Fertilize your garden and yard plants with manure or compost instead of commercial inorganic fertilizer. Whatsoever fertilizer is present naturally, manure, which is most important and most beneficial fertilizer for the land, is if we will use this manure for our fields compared to commercial fertilizer, we can prevent our water pollution. We can prevent water bodies from polluting, from pollution. Minimize your use of pesticide. We should stop. We should reduce pesticide use. Never apply fertilizer or pesticide near a body of water. So no one cares in developing countries that whatever fertilizer and whatever pesticides we are using for agriculture purpose, that is going where, what are the secondary consequences of these pesticides and fertilizers when these are going into water bodies, either that is groundwater, either that is surface water. These will be used by animals, by birds, by plants, and by humans, and they will impact negatively to environment. Grow or buy organic food. So we should go for the nature, grow or buy organic foods. Compost your food waste, whatsoever food remaining material is there, either that is vegetable or any organic material which remains from the food. Before disposing into the environment, we should convert into compost and should use as fertilizer to our soils. Don't use water fisheries in toilets. Don't use water fresheners in toilets. Don't flush unwanted medicines down the toilet. We should be careful about this thing because these chemicals, these medicines, these fresheners, they are polluting the environment. Where will go? These will go in sewage water, in wastewater. Then these will go in sewage water. Sewage water we are disposing into the environment where it will incorporate. It will go into groundwater or surface water and will contaminate it. When other living organisms will use it, they will be negatively influenced. Don't pour pesticides. We should not use pesticides, paint, solvents, oils, antifreeze, or other products containing harmful chemicals down the drain or onto the ground. So all dangerous chemicals, all waste materials we should not dispose into the environment because whenever we are disposing any chemical agent, any substance into the environment, gradually that is going into the water bodies through surface runoff, through air, through dust, through dirt, that is going to water bodies and leading negative impacts. So up to this we have to stop because from here geochemical cycling, a new subject will be start, and we have to discuss this thing in detail because this is the subject of the whatever chemical geochemical cycling is going into the marine and fresh water, we have to discuss in detail. So about geochemical, about water uh, pollution on this globe, the mankind is responsible for this because whatsoever anthropogenic activities are going on this surface, either in terms of mining, either in terms of industrialization, in terms of domestic use of chemicals, and in terms of agriculture, in terms of waste disposing, whatsoever chemical is produced and organic material is produced on the surface, the man is responsible, human are responsible. If they will reduce their anthropogenic activities, or they will use substitutes of such chemicals which are toxic for this environment, and any organic material and waste material whenever they are producing, human beings are producing, if that is properly treated before disposing to the environment, that we can uh, we can keep our water reservoirs safe for human health, for animal health, for crop health, and we can keep the life of these reservoirs long as it's possible. But what we are doing in developed countries, it has been maintained, but in developing countries, no one cares about this. Whatsoever chemical or organic material is used in the environment, in industries, uh, in houses, in agriculture, and that is going to the environment directly with water. So wastewater, before disposing into the environment, we must have to treat. In our big municipalities, bigger cities, they have this system that sewage water is collected at near of that city, and that is treated. The treating system we have studied in detail how we can treat the wastewater, and that is disposed to the environment after making it sure now that now this water is harmless for the environment and it carry no toxic substance over here. Similarly, in developed countries, it is practiced that fresh and treated water is provided to their citizens. It is responsibility of the state, and it is provided freely. When the water is discharged from home, they are installing a meter over there. They are installing a gauge in effluent of the home, that which type of pollutants, organic material, and chemicals are released from the home towards the environment. And according that, people are charged. They are sending bills, water bills, according to the discharge that is going out from their homes, from industry, and from other sources. Because these are source point pollutions can be controlled through this method, but non-source pollution is still is not under control because non-source non-point source pollution have too much area, suppose irrigation lands, which have fertilizers, which have pesticides, which have organic waste, animal waste, which is decomposing over there, and gradually that is released from that environment and going to the released to the environment and contaminating water bodies. So by creating buffer zones, we can reduce non-source pollution also. So I hope you have to understand this thing, and in next class we will discuss our next topic. And these points you have to study from any book, environmental microbiology. Either we can study it from Prescott, which are available online, or it is available in a library. Thank you. Have a nice time, please.